Welcome back. We're here with LaJoia from Be Better Wellness Network in Toledo, Ohio at House of Coffee. LaJoia, thanks for coming on the podcast today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I'm very, very excited. I'm your second podcast, so
Yes.
very, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
So, can you talk about your own healing journey?
Yes. So I am an administrator by profession for over 15 years, as well as the oldest sibling of five children, which means that I've had a lot of responsibility like my whole life. I've always been the person that takes care of everybody else, make sure that everybody else's needs are met, but I neglected my own needs a lot. So there was a period of my life where I was over 400 pounds. I was addicted to food. I was addicted to marijuana. I was suffering from suicide ideation. It was just a really, really hard time. And then I had to take that moment to understand that, okay, I can't be everybody else's hero. I can't show up for everybody else without showing up for myself. So I decided instead of adapting to change and just going with the flow and being everybody else's savior, it's time for me to show up for myself. So that journey started off with like looking at YouTube videos about self help, and then it expanded from there to getting therapy. I ended up getting weight loss surgery, which helped me lose over 100 pounds. And just creating the village around myself outside of my family that allowed me to thrive and built me up to becoming my own superhero.
I want to dive into your weight loss journey.
Yes.
You mentioned that you were 400 pounds.
Mhm.
How did you lose that addiction to food or to processed sugars? Like, how did you stop being addicted to the things that were making you gain weight?
I know, right? So it's so crazy, but I stumbled across this book by Alan Carr. It was called The Easy Way to Stop Emotional Eating. And anytime you see something that says the easy way, you're like, please
Yeah.
shut up. There's no, but it actually was easy. He kind of like reprogrammed me the thinking of, okay, I'm going to be losing some sort of pleasure by stop eating the sugar or stop eating emotionally. I'm going to be losing out on life, but realizing that these are the things that are sucking the life out of me. So just changing my perspective and then just self discipline. And learning that if I say I'm going to do something for myself, which may mean not eat a whole pint of ice cream, then I have to like actually do that and honor those promises that I make to myself. So, yeah, that book and just practicing self discipline.
The ability to keep promises to yourself, I feel like, is very, very huge. Not only obviously for other people to show up for them, but I think to show up for yourself to be able to
Yes.
say, hey, I have trust in myself that I'm going to do what I said I actually was going to do. Because if
Yes.
you did that for another person, they would lose trust in you. So that's obviously what's happening with yourself when you don't keep those promises.
Exactly. Absolutely. If you don't honor promises that you make to yourself, you just kind of make yourself like a stepchild that nobody cares about,
Yeah.
essentially. It's like I always imagine like being a little kid sitting at the doorway waiting for your dad to come, your absent father, and he just never shows up. But he promises that you're gonna show up, but he just never shows up, and you wait, and then eventually you don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we do to ourselves. We don't show up for ourselves, we abandon ourselves, and then it comes so naturally after a while that we don't even realize it anymore. It's just second nature. Like literally, I'm not gonna eat a pint of ice cream today. And then you do it anyway because nobody cares. No, you care, right? I should care because this is something that I said that I was going to do for myself. So it's very important.
Absolutely. I agree.
Mhm.
And on the business side of things, you're building a community of all these different providers in every aspect of the health industry.
Yes.
Why did you decide to build a hub of resources for people to come to and benefit their life?
It's just always been something that's been in me for a long time. I'm always a resource sort of person. I love being able to say, I have a person for you. And it just kind of build it out of that. And just the fact of creating your own village and understanding that I couldn't do everything by myself. I couldn't heal myself by myself. I have a financial coach now who helps me with my finances. I have a business coach who helps me with business. I have personal trainers now. I have a church. I have certain friends that are in my village that are outside of my family, right? That's the natural thing. But just realizing that you cannot do everything for yourself, and sometimes you got to pay for support, and that's okay, right? But it's about what we choose to invest in. A lot of times we invest in stuff like, getting our hair done or taking trips, which all those things are Important too, but we also have to prioritize our overall wellness and realize that we need to invest in those things too. So I just wanted to create a hub for people who didn't necessarily know where to start, to come to me and I can kind of help them and give them direction.
You talked about asking for help
Yes.
and how powerful that was for you. How did you get over the fear of asking for help and being comfortable saying, I don't know this thing. Can you help me?
Therapy. And just understanding where it stems from. It stems from being an oldest child, which means that there is not a lot of help. You are the help. And feeling that weakness. And I think a lot of Black women feel like when you have to be vulnerable, when you have to just kind of speak out loud and say that you need something, it kind of feels like a weakness. Just understanding that that vulnerability and that openness is strength. So just understanding the root and where it came from, intense therapy, and then just being courageous enough to say, you know what, I need it. I'm not going to keep suffering. I need it.
Why is helping women become their own superhero so important to you?
It's so important because I realized the value in it. I realized that I was down and out. I was super depressed. I wanted to like not even be a part of this world anymore. And just that harnessing of my courage and harnessing of my strength, it just changed my life. And I just want to be able to help other women do that because on the outside, people looked at me as she's ambitious, she has a good job, she's always taking care of her family. I come to her for resources. She's very articulate. She seems like she has it all together aside from being chubby, right? So she seems like she has it all together, but I was really, really suffering on the inside. I was not showing up for myself. So just knowing that your whole world changes when you start to show up for yourself. And it's not that, you're not already a hero. You're already a hero. You're just a hero for everybody else. But just being able to show up for yourself with that same fervency and that same passion is like, it just opens up a whole new world. And I just want to be able to help other women to experience that.
Why do you think why do you think they have such a hard time doing that for themselves
Mhm.
and they're so okay giving to other people like you mentioned? Why do you think that's such a hard thing for them to do is take that first step? Like why is that
Yeah.
so difficult for them to do?
I think it's society. I mean, each country has its own, culture, but I think that in the American culture, like women are meant to be the helpers. We're meant to give and nurture. We're meant to put ourselves on the back burner. So it's just a natural thing that comes. We're supposed to just help. We're supposed to be the helper, and there's nothing wrong with being a helper, right? We're supposed to be the helper. That's who we are. But we can't help anybody else unless we help ourselves. We can't pour from an empty cup. So yeah, we, accept the cultural norms. We have a family. We have to take care of our family. We have a job. We have to take care of the people that we work for. That's amazing, but we have to start with ourselves first.
Yeah, for sure. I think being the helper and taking care of yourself,
Yes,
not being the helper and putting yourself on the back burner,
exactly.
like you mentioned, because how can you show up for the people that you love if you can't get out of bed in the morning?
Exactly. Exactly.
What are the what are the benefits of having a coach and a mentor to you?
It's amazing. So you have family, right? You have friends. They love you. They support you. They're going to cheer from you, from, the audience. But a coach is somebody that's in the ring with you. A coach is somebody that you can go to about your goals, your dreams, your visions specifically, and they're there for that. And they help you get there. Your win is their win. It's literally tied together. If you don't win, I don't win. You're going to leave me saying, "Oh, she didn't help me do anything." You know what I'm saying? So, just the fact that our success is tied together and I'm your teammate. I'm not just cheering you from the stands. I'm in the ring with you. The accountability part of it is also important because again, making those promises to ourselves and then not honoring those promises, sometimes you need a reminder. Sometimes you need somebody to say, "Okay, now you said you were going to do this. So what's the problem?" You need somebody to be like, "Okay, okay, so if it didn't work that way, That doesn't mean you're a failure, but maybe we need to rework it and try it another way. You still have the same goal, but maybe we need to take another angle to get there. So just being able to have that. And then because I'm an administrator and I'm naturally a strategic planner, that means that I'm able to take your big picture and put it into baby steps and help you to acknowledge when you make small wins, when you make big wins, and just kind of keep that in the forefront and help you gain that momentum of winning. And that's something that friends and family can't do. And sometimes a well, all the time, a financial investment is good because when that's you investing in yourself. It's not so much, oh, you're paying a coach, but you're investing in your own personal success. So it's very important.
And when you are working with a coach, when do you know that it is time to break off from them and
Hmm.
say, okay, it's time for me to go take on life
Yes.
by myself?
Yes. So for me, my coaching, I teach these three principles, which is courage, identity, and self belief. And I offer a 90-day Hero Maker program, which taps into those things. So we tackle your goals, but the main core is to make sure that you have a clear understanding of who you are. You have the courage to stand on your self beliefs and create boundaries. And you believe so fully in your ability to accomplish your goals that you could just take on anything. So once you have that, once you feel really solid in that, then you know that our work is done. You may not be, you want to be a lawyer, but you're not going to be done with law school for 4 more years or whatever. But you have that inner strength that you know that you can continue for the rest of you. You have that core foundation that you need to succeed.
Now, on to your personal life and your personal side of things. You said that you have struggled with a lot of things from losing weight to diving internally and trying to figure out your own self.
Yeah.
What is one struggle that ended up shaping your entire life?
Oh. I think honestly, the biggest one was weight loss. Um, I was this person on the inside that I was not able to be on the outside. I always felt like I was adventurous and that I was courageous and that I was outgoing, but because my body was big and because I was having so many health issues, I was just in the bed. I was just eating. I couldn't walk across the street without like my back hurting. So just the ability to know that I can overcome that. And now like I'm running, I'm doing all types of different workouts. I'm being adventurous and doing things with my body that I've never done before. I think that has been the biggest life changer for me because if I can lose, I've lost over 170 pounds in the last 5 years. If I can do that, if I can overcome the emotional eating that I've done, like I can do anything. So I think that that was the biggest life changer for
How did you start to go about, you mentioned emotional eating.
me.
How did you start that process of realizing, oh my gosh, I am actually emotionally eating
Hmm.
and this is a problem?
I go back to that book, that Alan Carr book, because during COVID, that's when I was the biggest weight that I had ever been. I was working jobs from home, and like all we did was order takeout. Like that's all we did. We ate takeout for breakfast, lunch, dinner. Nobody's going to the grocery store. Like, and the meals that I used to get were just so big, and I didn't think about the fact that I needed to feel a certain level of fullness before I would stop eating, and that level of fullness made me drowsy. It made me tired. It made me feel crappy, but it was still what I was seeking. Like I wanted to have that feeling. And reading that book, it really just opened my eyes to, okay, girl, you're not hungry. You're far from hungry. You probably could have ate one hot dog and been fine. But here you are eating four hot dogs and three different side dishes. You know, that's not hunger. That is emotional. And emotional eating doesn't always mean I'm sad. It could be I'm bored. It could be I usually watch TV and eat at the same time. So now that I'm watching TV, I have this trigger that means that I need to eat. Or I'm driving, which was me. Every time I'm driving, I felt like I need to be munching on something. So just certain things that was like, okay, wow, I'm driving and now I feel like I need to eat, but I know I'm not hungry. So just tapping into the different triggers that I was having, and that book really opened my eyes and it really helped me.
And can you mention the name of the artist and the name of the book for the camera?
Yeah, it's Alan Carr. He has a lot of books, but this one was The Easy Way to Stop Emotionally Eating.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, that's a good book for anyone struggling with weight loss.
Yes.
When life starts getting difficult, what is one thing you tell yourself to keep going?
Yes, to be compassionate with myself. That is Very, very important for women who have been the hero for everybody else. And now we're learning how to be our own hero. It's very easy for us to be hard on ourselves when we're trying something new and it doesn't go correctly or it doesn't go the way that we thought that it was going to do. It's very easy for us to feel like we failed and that we did something wrong and to beat ourselves up. And to be able to meet myself with that compassion and say, you know what? I understand that you feel this way. I understand why you feel that way. But you know what? It's okay. You know what I'm saying? You're not wrong for feeling that way. It's valid. It's okay. But I got you. Literally talking to myself like a little child on the inside. If a little child falls and get a boo boo on their knee or something, you don't just tell them to shut up. Well, hopefully you don't. You go to them and say, "Oh, you're hurting," right? So doing that to myself has been the biggest thing, and it's practice. It doesn't come naturally all the time, but just constantly practicing that self compassion piece. That's what helps me.
Two more questions for you.
Yes.
If you could have dinner with two people,
Oh,
one person from the past and one person from the present, who would it be and why?
dang. Well, it's a hard because I'm like, should I choose Maya Angelou or should I choose my mom? And I'm gonna choose my mom because my mom has passed away. And I just would want to talk to her and just see how she feels about my life because when she passed, I was in the trenches. And she had these big old goals and these big old dreams of who she thought that I was. And she never was able to realize those things. So I would just love to hear what she thinks about me. And just talk to her about how I'm so much like her. Like I wasn't expecting to be as much like her as I am. And then from the present, Oprah, because she's still here. She came from nothing and she grew into this big, rich, famous, influential person. And that has always been one of my goals is to talk to Oprah. And I don't know what we're going to talk about. I just want to be in her presence. We could just have coffee. I don't care.
Have you fulfilled the goals that your mother visualized for you?
I think I have, and I've surpassed them. She's always wanted me to have children, though. I don't have children, which I'm okay with that. I'm 40, you know? But yeah, I think I have. I've surpassed them. And I think that I've also accomplished some of the things that she wanted to do as well. So yeah,
Love it. One more question. Why did you decide to partner with us and offer the discounts?
because you guys are amazing. Like you uplift other businesses. You're extremely helpful. You do what you say that you're going to do. You're extremely reliable. Like, I don't know. I love your energy. I love the passion that you have for helping small businesses. And it was just something amazing. And then to actually see my business logo on an app, like, what? Seriously? And then being able to go and get discounts from other places that I love, like, why wouldn't I want to be a part of that? So it was a no brainer.
Thank you for the kind words.
Yes.
Those are the questions I have for you. How can people find you? And what is one thing you want to leave people with?
Well, people can find me on my social media. Um, my name is Coach LaJoia Hamilton. Also on my website, it's bebetternetwork.com, the letter B, betternetwork.com. And then something that I want people to leave with is put yourself first. It doesn't mean that you're selfish. It means that you are building yourself up so that you can help the world. And you can't help the world when you're empty. So fill yourself first.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having
Yeah.
me.